everybody, guess what's today's video about? Marilyn Monroe. And you can see I got my little bookmark, my little fake ass bookmark. Yeah, I'm reading her book. I've been reading her book ever since the end of the year. But I want to talk about her today. Today is Marilyn Monroe Day. And if you follow me on Tumblr and Twitter and you got me as a friend on Facebook, you understand my love and obsession with Marilyn Monroe. I don't just love her because she's beautiful and she's photogenic and she has a nice body and she said kind words and she wrote famous quotes that we use nowadays. Like, I don't love her for that. I love her for the fact that who she is in the inside, the person that she is in the inside. And it's like, people just box her in and they just gave her that she's pretty and stuff like that. So, we'll just give her a couple movie deals and we'll give her a couple photos, stuff like that, photo shoots, and, give the bitch a little shine because she is so beautiful and stuff like that. People didn't get a chance to actually understand her, and she tried to make in her work, she tried to make in every character she portrayed, every photo shoot she did, leave a mark for some people to understand her. People didn't understand her. And I do. I understand her. Her background and my background can relate on so many ways that is crazy. That she was born decades before, like a decade before me, I think she was born. Yeah, she was born a decade, 2 decades before me. And maybe 3. And it's a coincidence that I could stumble across this woman and become obsessed with her, become obsessed with who she is and what her being was and what her meanings towards her character and who she portrayed in life. And people on the social networks be talking about her to my if you idolize Kim Kardashian, she's a whore, so you're a whore. If you idolize Marilyn Monroe, you're a whore and stuff like that because she's so cool. Pop her and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, if you actually take the time to think about it and talk to Marilyn Monroe, you would know that she was molested as a child, for one. For two, she tried to make sexuality. She helped us in the sexual revolution. She tried to make sexuality okay to be. She tried to make it okay for everyone to be open with their sexuality instead of always boxed in. And, oh, did you say pussy? Did you say dick? Like, she tried to make it be open so it's open to the public so everybody can know to be who you are. If you're a sexual person by nature, then be a sexual person by nature. If you are in the closet sexual person, then be who you are. I mean, no one's judging. No one's telling you to come out with a fucking dildo and fucking thongs and run around fucking town and shit. Nobody's telling you to do that stuff. I'm just telling you, be who you are. If you're sexual by nature, be sexual by nature. I'm sexual by nature, but I'm not really that open with my sexuality. Maybe if you have a couple babbling, a couple of conversations with me, then yeah, you'll probably understand. But people call her a whore and stuff like that. I mean, I understand we all know about the affair with the Kennedy brothers and stuff like that. And we understand that she died of an overdose. We know she died of an overdose. They killed her ass. And I love her so much. And I'm mad that they killed her. They killed her over because she knew too much stuff. And she was on the edge with her mentalness. And she could easily snap and say all the little business that they had on the low. And I feel like they should never have killed her. They should have maybe like threatened her and stuff like that. They should never killed her because now I can't. I was gonna say people. Forget the people. I can't get to meet her and be in the presence of her and ask her so many questions I wanted to ask her because they killed her. The government will cover up any fucking thing. You might believe that shit about the overdose. I don't believe that shit because when they found her, they saw trail marks. When they found her, one of her house keepers said that the Kennedy brothers ordered for him to go down to the neighbor's house and all stuff like that. I believe that stuff because people do things like this when they don't want secrets to come out. And I love her, and I understand. Like, I've been reading her book ever since the end of the school year, and I've been really channeling her and stuff like that. Even though you probably saw a couple of my photos and stuff like that, I'm not gonna say we look like damn twins, But in some of my photos, I channel her. And when I channel her, the photos come out fucking perfect. They come out how I want it to because I take her in and I just subject myself to her and I just think, what would Marilyn Monroe do? How would Marilyn Monroe pose? So, the little, you know, that cute stuff. But people say you shouldn't favor her. She shouldn't be your idol. She was a whore. She's a white man's whore. Bitch, you don't know what the fuck she was. Because you didn't read her book. You don't know what she was. All you know is she had a couple of affairs. She had a couple failed marriages. And people just boxed her in as she's beautiful. So we might as well throw movie deals at her. We might as well throw a couple covers of the latest photo shoots. You know, we might as well do shit for her because she is so beautiful and people falling for her. And I don't know, people just don't understand the depth of your persona, so they goes off what they hear, they go off what they see. And people might have judged me. They might go, oh, there's some gay boy that's just out there. No. I am very, very, very content with myself. I am very, 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 very in love with my life and stuff like that. So I would never be out there just flinging, being a messy gay person. That's not my lingo. That's not my lane. I play my lane the smart way. Get to know each other, relationships, then maybe sex. Maybe, if we get to that point. I don't like that stuff. But Marilyn Monroe gives me hope. And I'm gonna let y'all in. Like, my sophomore year and stuff like that, I was in the mall and stuff like that. A couple modeling agencies came up to me. They thought, you're so tall, you're handsome and stuff like that. Maybe to some people I'm not handsome, maybe to some people I'm not cute, but who the fuck are you? Like, if you're not paying my bills, I don't give a fuck. But they came up to me, they was like, oh, you're cute, you're handsome, stuff like that, and you're tall, and we would like to take a couple pictures of you, and da-da-da-da. Then a couple days later, they called me, and it was like, can we set up some appointments and stuff like that? And I was excited. I really wasn't excited like that, but I was excited. In freshman year, I had low self-esteem about myself. And I'm more just letting it all out. I had a low self-esteem about myself, and I had doubt about myself, doubt about attraction, and a thought about me being anything. Like I knew I was talented. I knew I was talented in many ways, but I just didn't have the self-confirmation that I could do things. And some people lack that self-confirmation when they are in high school because high school is so much emotion, so much things you learn in high school about people and sex and all that stuff like that. So you just be like, God damn, bitch, stop. Like, you just be so fucking traumatized by these things. And it's overwhelming. But I was in class, and someone that will remain nameless asked me about the modeling stuff, and I told that person, which will remain nameless, and someone in the motherfucking back of the room, which will remain nameless, said something. I was like, oh, am I really doing a model? This is what the person said. And I was like, bitch. Like, people always hating on you. And then they see, maybe in the freshman year, I wasn't that, all that. You didn't take a double look at me. In sophomore year, you're like, And then junior year, I was, damn. And then senior year, let's fuck. But it's not like that. Like, sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you stay the way you are and stuff like that. But I've seen that since my freshman year in high school, people became more attracted to me, more, oh, you're cute and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I take compliments as I take them. Like, that's fucking like breathing air. You take it in, you take it out. Like, But when that person said that in the back of the room, it really made me feel like, damn, what if I'm not attractive? What if I'm not this? What if I'm not that? And you start doubting yourself. Then you start going to depression. Then you start having low self-esteem. And then you start thinking you can't do anything. Then you start coming camera shy. And you don't want to take pictures. You don't want, unless you have the advantage of holding the camera, you don't want to do anything because people don't box you in this category that you would not amount to anything in the modeling world and the acting world and stuff like that. And that happened with me. I really did. Had a low self-esteem. I wasn't really depressed in that way. I wasn't really depressed from that, but I was in kind of a depression way. And they boxed me in. And I stuck in that box for up to my sophomore year. At the end of my sophomore year, that's when I got it together. Junior year, I came back with a motherfucking bang. Bitch was just walking the fucking away. Who the fuck is that hoe? Like, I was doing the damn thing. And I inspired myself, but really Marilyn Monroe inspired me because people done gave her all these labels and she overcome it. And there's a couple other actresses that I love. Kerry Washington. I love her fucking work. You cannot pinpoint all her work together because she gives a certain signature to her work. So when I become an actor, I'm going to give a certain signature to my work, like Kerry Washington. Shout out to Kerry Washington because I love you, baby. And I hope you ever see this because I would love to do a movie with you one day. I would love to. And, excuse me, itchy. Just got the shower. Yeah. Sometimes they really do box you in. They box you in, and sometimes we have to box ourselves out and let people know that we are not gonna be boxing. We're not gonna be boxing and throwing a little flawless or a little, and and then be about your day. But more of this story, more of this video. I know it's like long. I know I gave a couple details about my life and stuff like that. I'm babbling, but this is a fucking vlog. I'm not reading from the script. But be who you are, love who you are, embrace yourself, and forget the haters. And yeah, I was thinking also for a sidebar, doing like a little documentary about myself and stuff like that. I'll film some stuff, like starting the school year, all that stuff like that. I'll film a lot of that stuff, and edit it, all that shit. I mean, in the descriptions below, the comment section, put some thoughts down there. Or if it's on Facebook, put some thoughts down there. If it's on Twitter, mention me some thoughts about the whole documentary thing. Do you really want to get to know Trayvon Taylor? And other than that, mwah, bitches.